What's up, PTP subscribers? Good to see you guys again. Good to be back. Here we are with another video. And as we said this month, we were going to discuss um, film scoring. We're going to discuss film scoring this month. And so we're getting right into it. I showed you that we were doing, well, not just film scoring, but, you know, dramatic dramatic scoring, theater, uh, show writing, anything that um, is dramatic in nature when it comes to writing. So um, here's a few things I do want to point out, and I want you to understand as producers and composers and whatnot, is that when you are scoring to film or when you are writing for film, whether it be a commercial or an Instagram clip or a YouTube clip or anything like that, the main object is to induce feeling, not necessarily to be musical, but to induce feeling. It's different tracking for scoring for film than it is just writing a song. And so when you write for different pieces of film on screen, your job is to induce a feeling by connecting what the viewer sees with what they hear, connecting what they hear with what they see. So if there's a piece of film that, whether it be comedy, drama, adventure, anything like that, when the viewer is watching it, what they hear needs to add to the feeling or even induce a feeling if there is none, than what they hear to what they hear rather. Um, a lot of you filmmakers out there, a lot of you filmmakers or up and coming filmmakers or a lot of people that call themselves filmmakers, they put all of this money and effort into camera quality, visual quality, acting quality, and they just leave the sound out. And regardless and contrary to some belief and popular belief, any real filmmaker will tell you sound is just as important, if not more important, than video quality. Sound quality and a good score, a good soundtrack is just as important. And a lot of filmmakers, a lot of you filmmakers out there, especially you up and comers or people who are just starting out making these independent films, y'all put all this money and effort into these high def quality cameras, and then you want to go get some clips off of freebeats.com or whatever to get your film some sound or whatever. You got to put the effort. You got to put just as much effort in the audio as you do the video. Okay, you can't just throw some audio in your video and call it genius. Okay, it's it's no walk in the park. And I get a lot of film people want to score to, and it's like you got these great camera angles and you got these great, you know, quality HD film, HD video clips, and then they didn't record the vocals. There was no vocal overdubbing to bring the scene across, or there are no ideas for, you know, how the scene should develop, you know, musically to add to the feeling. So it's very important. Okay, now let's get into it here. Let me show you this piece that I put together just a few minutes ago. And this is more of your adventure, Indiana Jones, or, you know, it kind of goes more with an adventure, action adventure type piece. And so I started with a melody, and let me show you the melody I started with here. Okay, that's the end. So I came up with this melody and just off blank, I just wrote this melody line, and I made everything that I tracked after it fit the melody line. So let me play the whole thing, and then let me show you what I used to get there. Okay. And then I'll show you how I built it. Okay. Listen to this. All right. So as you can see, it's got that action adventure type thing where there might be a scene where they're just discovering something, or something happened that changes the course of the story, or whatever the case may be. At any rate, it represents some type of iconic moment that plays into the film. Whether someone is just being discovered or something is just being discovered, or whatever the case may be. So I used a few libraries for this, okay? And but most of them come from a library called Albion 1. Spitfire Albion 1. I use that to build most of this library. The strings, the chords, the woodwinds, the brasses, all of that is coming from the Spitfire Albion 1 contact library, okay? I figured it best to just use one library just to show you the versatility of finding just a good scoring library. I could have accomplished this same thing with the Contact Factory library. It's just all about, it was just kind of preference. I like the way these strings sound and feel. And the dynamics are one of the most important things in scoring for film. Okay, it's dynamics. It's all dynamics. If I had just played this straight ahead at one volume, you wouldn't feel anything. Dynamics is what adds to the emotion. Okay, and in order to do that, a lot of these plugins allow you to assign the expression or the dynamics to either the modulation wheel of your controller or an expression pedal. I have an expression pedal, which is the MIDI control channel 11. That's the expression. That's universal expression, and an increase in volume and dynamics of the sound is what causes that feeling. Okay, that's what you want and that's in using any sound. When it comes to film scoring or creating a dramatic effect, any type of rise and fall. Okay, really quick, let me go through the sounds here. Now, my voices, this is called Realivox Ladies. This is another contact library I use for the ooze. Okay, this here, just let me play it real quick just so you can. See, so there's that. And then for these high voices, I used the Spectrasonics Omnisphere Choir Full O's 3. Get Omnisphere, you guys. I'm telling you, get Omnisphere. You need it. Get Omnisphere. You know, save up, get it, whatever you got to do. That's going to be one of your money makers. All right. See, I'm using all these dynamics. Hear that? But when you couple it with the other vocal, see? And so for my high strings, I'll be on 1 again, okay? And for my chords, I'll be on 1. Woodwinds, I'll be on 1. My basses come from Albion, or not Albion, the Spitfire symphonic strings. I needed some bass to give that bottom end for those chords, okay? My tremolos come from Spitfire Albion 1, and my flutes come from Spitfire symphonic woodwinds. Okay, Spitfire is just they know what they're doing. Okay, everyone knows these are real orchestras, these are real instruments. Every library that's coming out like that has that declarative that they're real instruments. Okay, but that feeling. Now, really quick before we get out of here, let me show you something. The other thing that creates this feeling. Okay, the other thing that creates that feeling is, if you haven't heard it, it's a rise in tempo and a fall in tempo. And the thing I really, really love about Studio One is that you can open your tempo track and you can actually create a rise in tempo where it glides up. Okay, it's not so blocky. You can draw you a tempo line where it gradually rises and gradually falls, and it's very intuitive for that reason. Okay, so just wanted to run y'all I wanted to give this to y'all. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the question box, hit me up in the forum. All right, thanks for rocking with me. It's been another week.